GM といえば、アメリカ大リーグにおけるのと同様に、球団の選手、コーチ、監督、フィールドマネージャーですね、その人事権を掌握する役職を意味しており、ドラフトや FA 交渉、主要トレード等、球団の戦力整備が主な権限であります。
A GM, as you well know, is very well known in the major leagues. A GM is a post that has the authority to make various personnel decisions regarding players, coaches, managers, such as field managers. A GM has the authority to participate in draft lotteries for new players. It can conduct free agent negotiations. It can be involved in major trade negotiations. The GM has the authority primarily to build up the fighting team for a club.
この点は株式会社読売巨人軍においても基本的に同様です。
I would like to point out to you that although this is the case for Major League Baseball, the GM has similar or almost the exact same authority in Japan as well.
読売巨人軍職制、読売巨人軍組織規定が球団代表イコール GM ですけれども、や編成本部長の権限等を規定しております。
There are several documents for the Yomiuri Giants Corporation. One is called the Rules of the Yomiuri Giants, and the other is called the Organization Regulations of the Yomiuri Giants. They stipulate the authority of the GM, which is the club representative, as well as the team organization chief officer.
それらの規定によれば、球団代表はオーナー、社長の命を受け、球団経営実務を統括するとされており、編成本部長が球団のチーム編成及び運営、外国人選手の獲得、スカウト、ドラフト会議、移籍、チーム運営、査定と契約更改、2軍選手と育成選手の指揮管理等の主管事務を掌握するとされていますので、実質的には GM の権限と全く同じだと理解していただければよいと思います。
According to the regulations described in these documents, the GM receives instructions from the owner and the president, and he oversees the management and operation of a club. The team organization chief officer, this is a post where a person is in charge of the administrative work for forming a team and managing it. The person in that post has the ability to acquire foreign players, to scout for new players, to participate in draft conferences or lotteries, handle player transfers. He also has the authority to assess the performance of players, to renew contracts, oversee the second string or farm team players, provide guidance and management for training players. In other words, the authority that is given to him is the same as that of a GM, a general manager.
逆に親会社である読売新聞グループ本社代表取締役会長らにはこれらの権限が一切ないことが分かります。
Another way to say this is that none of these powers or rights that I've just described to you belong to the representative director and chairman of the Yomiuri Shimbun Group Headquarters, Inc., which is the parent company of the Giants.
巨人軍におけるコーチ人事に関する適正手続きの中身は、球団代表兼編成本部長である私が監督やオーナーとも協議して人選し、契約交渉を行ってコーチ人事を決定し、事実上オーナーと渡辺氏に報告した上で確定人事とし、球団代表兼編成本部長である私が調印を行うというものであります。
I've been talking to you several times about the proper procedures for personnel decisions, and what these are basically is as follows. When the GM and the team organization chief officer, which was myself, wants to make a decision, what I do is discuss this with the field manager and the owner, proceed then with the selection of people, I negotiate contracts, I make the personal decisions, and in actual fact, after I've made all of these decisions, I report to the owner and report to the Mr. Watanabe, and at that point, that decision is finalized. I, as the GM and team organization chief officer, was also the person that signed the actual contracts.
したがって株式会社読売巨人軍におけるコーチ人事については GM 兼編成本部長である私に人選及び調印権限が帰属していたのであり、同社オーナー及び渡辺氏への報告を経た後のコーチ人事については確定人事であって、たとえ株式会社読売巨人軍の親会社である読売新聞グループ本社の代表取締役会長資質であり、読売巨人軍の取締役会長である渡辺氏といえども、それを覆すことは決して許されない。これが株式会社読売巨人軍におけるコーチ人事に関する適正手続きの中身です。
So in regard to personnel decisions for coaches at the Yomiuri Giants KK, the joint stock company, the right to select persons and the authority to sign documents rested with the GM and team organization chief officer. Both of those posts were held by myself. After having reported the decisions to the owner and Mr. Watanabe, those decisions were finalized. After being finalized, those decisions cannot be overturned, even if the person trying to overturn them is a very, very influential person. In other words, the representative director, chairman, and editor-in-chief of the Yomiuri Shimbun Group Headquarters, Inc. Even if he is the chairman of the Yomiuri Giants, he cannot overturn this decision. This is the nature of the proper procedures that must be followed within this corporation.
実際、過去にこの適正な手続きに従って確定したコーチ人事について渡辺氏が横やりを入れたり覆したことは一度もありませんでした。
And actually, in the past, Mr. Watanabe has never actually tried to intervene or overturn a decision that was made in this way after following proper procedures.
それにもかかわらず、渡辺氏はこの適正手続きを鶴の一声で公然と破ろうとしたのであります。
In spite of this, however, on this occasion, Mr. Watanabe publicly tried to rip up this decision, although this decision had been made following proper procedures.